So I am terrified of the dark. It's so bad that I can't even sleep in the dark. I have to have the TV on, the lights on, or my phone's flashlight on. It's ridiculous. But it's not so much the dark that I'm afraid of. I'm more afraid of like what's in the dark. When I was 14, a group of friends and me, we went to go watch one of the Paranormal Activity movies. And you know, I go to church, so I believe those things. And it even says in the beginning, like, true events. And so, and I knew it was a mistake going there because I hate being afraid. I knew I was gonna be all like nervous and scared all the time. And the worst part is that after watching the movie, some of my friends and I had to go back to church because we were a part of the worship group, and we had to rehearse for a live performance we were gonna do. So we got there like at 7 at night, and we were just rehearsing. And you know, I sing, so I had to drink a lot of water and just stay, you know, my throat be good, you know. And it was like, I want to say 9 or 10 where we finally got our first break. It was like a 15-minute break we had to take, and I really needed to pee. And so I went around asking my friends, like, want to go to the bathroom with me? No, you want to go to the bathroom with me? And all of them would be like, no, you know, I just want to chill, you know. I want to go to McDonald's, maybe get a coffee because we're going to be here until like 3 in the morning. And so I was like, okay, I'll go by myself. And the reason why I didn't want to go by myself is because I just had finished watching that movie, and the bathroom was upstairs. And to get to the bathroom, there's like a side door, like let's say that door, and then from there, it's like this dark room that leads to some stairs that go up, and then another door, and then the bathroom's like where the dining room is. And so it was dark, and I didn't want to go, and I was already like paranoid because of this movie. And I was like, okay, you know, I was telling myself, Jessica, suck it up. Nothing bad's gonna happen. You're at church, you know, it's all good. You'll be fine. And so I was like, okay. But I still didn't want to risk it, so I slammed the door open and I ran up the stairs, and I was just like running. I slammed the other door and I went to the bathroom and I sat down and I did my business. So after washing my hands, you know, after I was done, I still had like some minutes to spare. And so I was just looking through Facebook, seeing if anybody tagged me on anything, you know, because I was sort of new to the group and I was trying to get involved. And as I was like looking at my phone, the lights went out. And I was just there like looking at my phone, and I was like, what just happened? And I was like, okay, maybe it was just this light bulb or something. And then all of a sudden I hear like someone running, and I was like, oh shit. It's like, oh shit. Like, okay, I was like, Jessica, maybe it's one of the guys, you know, needing to do the same thing as you did before. And so I tried to stay calm. I turned on my flashlight, and I was like, okay, maybe it was just a light bulb. I opened the door, and everything else was still dark. And so I was just in this whole dark space, and I was like, okay, what if, I don't know, I was just like there, I was like, okay, think, Jessica, think, for goodness sake. And I turned my flashlight to the other bathroom to see if someone was in there, and the lights were off too, and I was like, of course the lights are off. You know? I was like, maybe it's the fuse box. And so I was like, okay, Jessica, get to the fuse box. And so I went out the door, and I was like on the wall, because the fuse box was right between the bathrooms. And I was like on the wall, I was like, all right. And I was like, and I opened the fuse box and I flicked it on, and the lights went on, and I was so relieved. And I was like, okay, Jessica, you're so stupid. And so I turned around, and I was like, oh shit. There was this huge tall figure, and I was like, oh fuck. I was just like, I was frozen in my mind. I was like, Jessica, run. Jessica, run. And it was just staring at me, and it was this tall figure, and so tall. It was like wearing casual, it looked casual, it looked like, I was like, I'm tripping out. His eyes were like straight out black. And it was just staring at me, and I was like, and I was just like shaking, and it took a step forward, and I was like, it's like, no, like back up. And I backed up, and it started running at me, and I like threw myself to the ground, and I was like, no. I was like, get away, leave me alone. And I was like praying to God, I was like, Lord, name of Jesus, make it go away, no. and the lights were flickering on, and I was like tripping out, and I kept screaming at him, "Leave me alone!" And then the lights went on. I looked up, terrified. I was like, "Oh my God, what the fuck just happened?" And so I finally got the courage and I ran downstairs, hoping to tell my friends, like telling them, like, "You guys won't believe what just fucking happened to me." But they didn't pay attention to me. They were just like crowded around, and they moved apart, and there was that thing in the middle of them, and I was like, and they just started laughing, and I was like, figured it out. They were pulling a prank on me, and I was like, "You guys suck." And that was like the scariest and worst day of my life.